way from Florida.
You look
Why don't
so
you just
great.
come over?
I know. I wish it was that easy. I could just reach in and just come to.
There,
I miss.
look. Here's a hug.
Oh, I love the virtual hugs. You know what, Stacy? I have said before, I don't like watching videos where people like take 20 minutes before they start. So I like to just jump into it because usually I will like fast forward it until people are actually like getting to the guts of a conversation. So that's why I just jump right in. So anyways,
I thought you were just going to talk on the phone.
No.
This is a little more fancy.
Isn't it cool? You're in my studio, like virtually. And I look at how easy it is to have it go down. Make sure everything is spelled okay. My eyes are going crazy. Stacy,
you're in my bedroom.
Oh, you're my kitchen. Oh, is there any egg on my face?
Let me look. Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Yeah, I love it. So, Stacy, listen, I talk about you a lot. There's just no, I talk about you because of what you've created in Tucson with the Tucson Business Networking. I say it's such a genius way of bringing people together. And I love that. And now Tim is opening up. So you got to hear Tim. He is such a nice man. Tim is opening up the Tucson, I think he said. So, and that sounds like a great place over by Star Pass, a new hotel called, I think it's called the Tucson, like how they used to call Tucson back in the day. It's not open yet. He's a general manager. So when he's open, connect with him and it could be a new location to hold an event.
How do you know him?
Because I met Tim through the chamber, and Tim, such a nice guy. So Tim, I'm trying to remember he was a GM he was going back and forth of 2 hotels that are escaping me. And then he was going to come aboard to help me with a live dinner show. And he was taking over one of the roles. I can't remember for a couple of years ago. And then all of a sudden he ended up getting a great job on the East Coast for another hotel. So he's a hotelier, been in the business for many years. And I can't remember which hotel it was that he was a GM of, but this new one is coming up. And so he was talking about it. So go back and watch the video with Tim. He's a nice guy.
Sure. What prompted you to contact him?
Oh, I'm reaching out to all my Facebook friends because I really believe that people that know me should know who my friends are. And you know, people like us, we have the greatest of friends. So when we look at the people that we know, I want to share who I know with my world now, and kind of vice versa, because you are so special to me. And I talk about you all the time. You really are. And so I just does it make sense that we all kind of know each other? And it's
I have an extra bedroom if you want to drive out here.
Okay, thank you. You're in Oroville. You're in a beautiful area.
Sure, we'll take your dog too.
Oh, Pickles came from Tucson. Pickles is a Tucson dog. A young lady flew him out to me last November, so I'll always remember Angela. Lovely, lovely young girl. So, how is everything? Tell me how you're doing with the COVID-19, with Breakmax, and with the networking.
So Breakmax is great. I've been there. April 1st was 5 years, and it's an essential business. People are still getting their cars serviced. They're not driving as much, but commercial business is still up. We have a lot of accounts, and it's really business as usual. I've just been working from home and marketing from home, so it's a little bit different. I'm saving a lot of money, not being out and going to coffee shops, and I've been seeing people on the phone or by Zoom. So everything with Breakmax is fantastic. With Tucson Business Networking, we're missing now 2 events for March and April, so that stinks. And they were really great locations, and I really like my contact people there. So I've done 5 virtual sessions, networking sessions, and then I have another one on Thursday. So I always encourage anybody and everybody and all over the United States, even you, to get on, because you sell promotional products, right?
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Yes.
So
I love it.
Goodbye from you.
I love that. So are you doing the Zoom where everyone can either be on video, or if they don't want to show their face, they can just have the audio?
Yes, both,
I love
both.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I was on one last week and they did, a guy played the piano, which was really beautiful. And today Shelly played the saxophone, but if anyone has a little talent, it was kind of fun. They broke it up a little bit and he actually did it just like a networking meeting. You go around the room and tell everyone who you are. And then going back, it was a little bit more informal, but it was really lovely. So that's fun.
Should I break out my saxophone from the garage?
Yes.
I played for several years. Uh-huh.
That's awesome. I would love that.
I won't bring it out. No.
Talents, because a lot of times someone is not going to say what their talent is at a networking group, but when they're home, they actually maybe they'll want to do some talent. So just a thought. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Not there.
So what were the two locations that everyone is missing?
Downtown is a great venue to have an event because the amount of parking, and since you've lived here, there's a place called Playground Bar and Lounge, and my contact person there, she's just so lovely. Her name is Leah, and she was just heartbroken that all of the events had to cancel. And then April, it's my friend Michelle Hatch with Casino del Sol. So that's going to be canceled.
Was Michelle with the Ramada? No, was Michelle with another hotel?
Yeah, I think Westward Look, maybe.
Oh,
I think so.
Michelle. I think she was okay. I think I know her from what is the playground and bar? What was that? What is it like inside there?
So the playground is 2 stories. On the bottom, it's just looks like a bar, and the top is the rooftop, and it's open, or you can put plastic, I guess, blinds or covers around it, and you can see the sunset and see Hotel Congress and all of downtown, almost 360 degrees. And they have strobe lights and music and good food and a bar upstairs. It's really, I had it there last March, and it was one of the favorite places of the year. So what I'm going to do with these 2 places is end up duplicating, or not duplicating, but having 2 events in a month, because my events are the 3rd Thursdays. So I'll make it up somehow.
Well, is their crowd usually the U of A students?
I don't know, because I've only been there one other time, was last March for my event. Oh. And I don't know what their crowd is, but my crowd last March was 200 people, and they were all networkers.
Amazing. I feel like downtown, it must be kind of sad to be downtown where it's, the kids have gone home, right? The students have gone home.
I'm quarantining. I go out to the grocery store. I go out to exercise, and I've gone to Home Depot a couple times. Pretty boring, but I love my home, and I don't mind.
That's
Everything's
so nice.
Here.
Are you what do you think about what's going on? How does your brain process it all?
It doesn't. Okay. I just worry. My concern in the beginning was having enough food. So I have a few months worth of food and supplies. And if I couldn't get out, no big deal. I feel very sorry for people who lost their jobs. And it's happened within my family and my son. But I think when this is all over, we're going to have huge opportunities, and hopefully it'll all make up for what we lost.
Yeah, I agree. Rudy is working over at Earth's Healing, so they're very, very busy. I mean, really busy.
Who is this?
My son, Rudy, my 25-year-old. So he's with
How
Earth's
many kids
Healing.
do you have?
So 4. Sammy, Alex. Alex is my oldest at 36. He is an essential employee. He works for a company that does all of the cleaning of the linen and the doctors, everything that they need in the hospital, the sheets, all of that. he is, and he's a supervisor, so he really shouldn't be driving to make the deliveries, but unfortunately a lot of the drivers are unable to work. So my son is a soldier. He tours in Afghanistan, infantry frontline. So he's a soldier in this battle, going out. So he delivers to the field hospitals, and he understands the safety of it. So he is amazing. He's 36. Sammy, I think I wanted you to meet Sammy when he lived in Tucson for a while. So Sammy, his home is Shanghai. So he loves Shanghai. He moved there at 21. He was in Tucson for a few years as he was building up his business. He had an idea to sell maces. So he sells a steel mace with like the round ball. And so once in a while, I posted this morning, he had some really great home exercises. He's just killing it because he just sells so many maces and resistant bands that are unbelievable. I'm looking to see if I have them. They're crazy. And then Rudy is 25 and he moved to Tucson when I did. So he's over at Earth's Healing, I think on the north side, but he may be sharing.
What's
and
Earth's
they're
Healing?
Medical dispensary, medical marijuana. So
okay.
They're up, like just obviously they're just so up right now. So they try. Huh? They're up. This is high. So, and he's always loved, the industry himself, even as when I remember talking about that to him when he was younger. He's always had a fascination towards it. But Rudy said that some days it's over 500 people. They're coming in. So they have, they follow all the protocol, but he is working a lot of hours. And then I got pregnant with Alana, my 14-year-old. So I'm 57 with a 40. I got pregnant at 44. So 57 with a 14-year-old. And, she's struggling, obviously, with the school and timing. And she's, I try to get her outside. She's pale as a ghost. Pretty soon I won't even be able to see her. She's against the wall. She's like translucent. So funny. And that's it. My husband, he's working. So Alan is still working. He takes care of, he handles the traffic and making sure that traffic during construction stays in place.
I didn't even know you were married.
Oh yeah. I've been married for like 20 something years. 25 maybe. I think
I never knew that.
Oh yeah. I kind of keep him hidden. He's great though. He's allowed me to.
Mine too. He took over our kitchen table.
Oh, that's awesome. And see, that's the thing, I think for women this day and age, when we go out and that we're not necessarily talking about our family, we're talking about, our business and learning about each other. And so I feel bad. I never really, and I wouldn't really take Alan. He's been watching Alana. So for many years, he was a stay-at-home dad and that was his role. So he's kind of back in the workforce now. And I'm the one that gets to stay home and work from here. So I've been selling promotional products and doing some consulting, and I'm very busy with SCORE. So I fell in love with SCORE in Tucson, and now I'm with SCORE here in Volusia.
Let me grab a product and see if you can research this. Okay. Give me a sec.
Oh, I would love
that. This is right here. Let me see. I'll show you my office. See that bookshelf?
I love it.
Those are all my supplies for Tucson Business Networking. Okay.
Cookbooks too, by the way. You have a cookbook. Cookbooks
what?
Are amazing. All your cookbooks.
Oh yes, that's in my living room. Okay, so I want you to look at this. See if you can price these out.
22 or 9 for the business card. Usually
what?
2 cards or like 96.
I'll tell you. Hang on just a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 pages of 6.
Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, I'll get you pricing. Wow. That's the beauty of promotional products. Thank you. The logo's nice on there. Yes. It looks like a navy blue. Oh, it's black. Oh, you did the full color. I love that.
That's full color. So I bought these from a company I refuse to do business with again. Okay. No names. I don't do that. But I think I paid about $6 each. I think I can pull up in my taxes. Whoops, I dropped it. Um,
Do you give it out
I
filled?
might be able, what?
Do you give it out with all the cards filled in it already?
I ordered 2 batches of 100 in the beginning, and I gave them out in the beginning for the first couple hundred people that joined Tucson Business Networking. And I think I'm down to 2 or 3 of them.
Do you put the business cards inside though? Do you load them? Do you preload the cards in there?
I would put one of my business cards in there and then give it out to a new member. What?
I just think you have so many businesses that are involved. Years ago, you would go to like a couple of the groups and I remember Kissimmee Osceola, they didn't have that many, but when you got it, they would have all the cards in it for all the members that were currently, but you couldn't do that because you'd have to get like a big
like a BNI, I think would do that. So this is just one of maybe an idea that if I can find it at a good price,
I'll get you.
I need a Ganga. I need a Ganga price.
Oh, you got a Ganga price. I love that. I
got to get a Ganga price on it.
Okay. Wait, okay. Ganga. I got to Google that now. What does Ganga stand for?
Ganga.
Ganga. What does it mean?
Gonga. I need a Ganga price.
All right. I have to Google what that means because I really don't know.
Gonga. Go ahead and Google.
Okay. Well, I love that. We need, so here in Daytona, we have the chamber, which is great. I love the chamber. I'm in Leadership Daytona. We had 3 classes and then, the virus, but we don't necessarily, we have a couple BNIs, but they're very structured and, honestly, not for me, but, I have had good experience with BNIs in the past, just not for me now. And then actually we don't really have anything like what you've been able to create in Tucson. I'm just saying that because I hope Tucson realizes what a treasure they have with you to have the ability to be, and you're so fair priced. And I love you do a video afterwards, your social media, your website. You created a whole packet that's not just let's meet once a month, but it's a whole umbrella of everything. I'm so impressed with you.
We also do a business card exchange table also, because it's really in a couple hours, we can only get around to seeing a few people. So I always have a table where people leave cards and take cards or leave brochures and take them.
That's so nice. All right, I have a question about BreakMax. So you do more than breaks. So did BreakMax ever think about like changing their name to like BreakMax and more? I'm just curious.
December of 2017, it had been a locally owned company for 20 years, and they sold. They sold to a national company called GB Auto Services. So now we're part of a much larger, over 500 employee company. And there's a lot of pluses about it, though. And we can buy at bigger bulk and sell at better prices also. But we don't just do brakes. We do tires and windshields and engines and transmissions, God forbid, and anything and everything that has to be repaired. The only thing we don't service are motorcycles.
Wow.
And we just have to get the vehicle in our bays. So we can't do huge RVs.
It's just so interesting to me because when you see it, it really is so much more. I always thought they should have BreakMax and a plus sign or something so people knew and more.
Well, the founder of the company, one of the partners, his brother opened a company in Phoenix called Brakes Plus.
Oh, see, I like that.
So you're on it.
Right? That makes sense.
Adrienne, I didn't realize until a month or so ago, I never knew that your parents had that amazing museum. Yeah. I want to visit, and I want to visit, and I'm going to visit one day.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Where's it located?
So it's in Connecticut, and it's right in Cheshire, Connecticut. And my parents growing up, I had a lot of toys. My brother says he didn't have toys, but I got lucky. I had a lot of toys. My parents started the promotional products business themselves. When they got there, they did. And, I work for Halo now though, so I don't work for the family business, but my parents at one point of their life started falling in love with artwork, Disney art. And they would take us as kids to Disney. And my oldest son, Alex, the first grandchild of the family, was always going to Disney, Sesame Street, you name it. My parents went everywhere. At one point, my dad would ride all the rides till he threw up, and then he would just ride them back again. It was pretty amazing. So my parents started to just fall in love with anything Disney. And then they started to understand the value of collecting toys, but it wasn't about collecting toys because they're not toys. They're parts of the history of the United States at that time. So they're not a collectible. They're more than that. They're historical toys that show the value. And my dad, he really, as he started collecting them, he wanted to learn about each one. So there was a lot of research. When he was finally able to have his museum created, and actually I lived in the home that was the museum. The museum used to be the barn that I had for my chickens.
I want you to give me the website.
Sure. It's called BarkerMuseum.com. BARKER Museum.com.
Parker Museum.
Yep. BAR is a boy. Barker Museum, MUSEUM.com. The website is, it's a little older. So, there's some videos. I think that we could do a little bit more. So
Can you say that one more time?
Sure. Barker, BARKER, my last name, Barker, and then museum.com.
Okay, I'm there. Okay. I'm gonna look at it.
And then they created the whole atmosphere. And I remember maybe about 15 years ago, we had one of the Treasures road shows come in. It was amazing. And my dad, so everything was an event for my dad. He would have loved you. So my dad would have, if he knew he was having an artist or this Treasurer's road show, he would buy a ton of hot dogs, and they had to be all beef, skinless. Like, we're not playing, right? He had to have the right hot dogs so everyone could have as many hot dogs as they want. He would have Scooby-Doo t-shirts, and I would run those tables, and he would just have such an exciting atmosphere. But in this particular case, we had over 1,000 people come because they were able to, the Antique Roadshow, they were able to get their toys appraised. And I remember I was waiting in line, just kind of walking around, and in front of me was someone who had marionettes, and they looked old and kind of crappy. And I would have thought to myself, they're worth nothing. And the people were like, oh, and they said, we need you to come to New York. And so they did. So they ended up going to New York at a separate time. And it was a very nice appraisal of their piece. I don't think they sold it, but it was really fun. And my dad was also the smartest marketing man ever. He knew how to market. And so he's been on the Wall Street Journal, you just name it. He was
his name was Herb
Barker.
Did he pass recently?
He did. He passed last April 3rd. My dad passed, and my mom had passed a year before, but they were just about 70 years. So my dad had a really hard time trying to understand how his wife had passed. And the rabbi would come over and just try to explain to my dad, because my dad would be like, how? Like, he just didn't understand it. And the last year, my dad was very frail, and he would say to me, he was scared, but yet he missed my mom so much. I mean, Gloria, my mom, was everything to my dad. His eyes never strayed anywhere. He was just 100% in love with his redhead Gloria, and the way they did. And I got to live with them in 2012.
Sounds like a Howard Cosell story.
We have a young man named Caesar Beccaro was writing the book. My parents loved that. So we've got a lot of video of them and, being true entrepreneurs. My dad never graduated college. My mom she graduated from Bryant University in Rhode Island. And so they have the museum. Then they opened up the gallery. And then my dad loved gambling, and he loved the horses. So they got a limousine.
My family too.
So they had a suite over at the Gulfstream in Hallandale. That was fun. Loaded their suite was filled with all artwork. It was so much fun, and they would just enjoy a lot of great food. And my parents they would have all their friends come in, and we would all bet and gamble. And those were the days. I miss that. And my dad also has donated over, I think he's about $1.5 million to $2 million. As a matter of fact, most of the hospitals in Connecticut have artwork from Gloria and Herb Barker. And then most of in South Florida, Miami, Broward, there's just a lot of hospitals. And my dad wanted me to, he said, when I opened up the gallery here, so I came to Daytona Beach to open up the 5th Art Gallery, which I did. And that gallery was doing great, but my father passed and I lost all passion for it. It just was too hard for me. So anyway, so we closed the gallery in July, but I learned a lot anyways, just how to open a gallery, how to close the gallery and all of that. But my dad, when I would say to him, Dad, maybe we could bring the museum to Volusia County. He liked that. He always felt that the museum in Cheshire, that gets about 10,000 visitors, really should be somewhere where it would be really appreciated. Not that people in Cheshire don't appreciate it, but you're talking, South Florida, that would get 150,000 visitors a month compared to 10,000. So I'm waiting to talk to my brother. Now the 4 of us are owners of the gallery and the museum. So waiting to talk to them about maybe even taking a decade and have a decade traveling so that the kids can learn about, 1900s to 1910, because there's so much value and knowledge in toys, and it goes with the history of what was happening in the world. So we'll see.
Well, I assume it's closed right now. So
it is
what's
closed.
your brother doing?
So that they're working in the other business, but the museum's closed, and the gallery we still can sell online. So we have a lot of great artwork, and my parents, they love the artists. So I have a piece behind. This is Melanie Taylor.
Can I have that website?
Oh yes, Barker Animation, BARKER animation.com. I love your mind. Not many people like these days.
So Barker, I'm on it. So I can buy stuff from you?
You're so funny. Yes, we can.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
I know, it really is. Let me know so I get you a
Betty
good
Boop.
prices. Oh my gosh, Betty Boop. So the man that created Betty Boop, Myron Waldman, his son lives here in South Florida. And Myron actually did, he created, Betty, by the way, was fat. Betty was a French poodle back in the 30s. She was a little chunky there, Betty. And she was a French poodle. And so they made her in. So Myron Waldman, who, if you look up like Popeye, so Betty turned 91 in January. Popeye turned 91. Betty turns 91 this August. But Betty and Popeye together, some of the artwork is so amazing. And that's what my dad would donate, because my father thought he was Popeye. Popeye was born in 1928, and so was my dad. Popeye was born in January, so was my dad. So my dad never smoked, though. He never smoked, never drank. Never did anything like that at all. Never, ever.
When are you moving to Tucson? When are you moving back?
I know. I really want to, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. You're so funny.
Because I'm new best friend.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I'm thinking of running.
I got to show you something. Hang on.
Is that a clock up there? Oh,
on my bed.
Is that Snoopy?
Of course.
Wait, what is that? Oh, he's so yellow.
I mean, no, it's a Woodstock.
That's what it is. Woodstock. Woodstock. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I can't get this.
Oh my God, I have to take you for a walk. I'm taking you for a walk. I'm plugging this. Okay, ready?
So Adrienne, in my garage, I have 5 or 6 25-gallon tubs of stuffed animals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, how cute.
Wow. That's and then I have Garfield, Jim Davis. Oops. My dad loved Garfield.
Oh.
We never had growing up, but he really did love Garfield. My dad loved all the artists. The thing with my parents is they fell in love with the artists, and then they bought all the artwork from the artists. They would just love the artists. And then
wait, let me see what else is on your wall.
I love, oh gosh, it's so funny. So I have, this is a man named Todd Goldman. I think it's going to be upside down, but this one says, the pink one says Miss Gold Digger.
I love it.
Little Miss Suck Up. I don't know if that's crooked in my can. And then this one is Miss Anorexia. kind of caught.
Are these things that we could find on your website?
Not those. Those were just a few that my parents bought. I grabbed a few for the for my house. I love George of the Jungle. I don't know why I can just see. I love George of the Jungle. See him? George of the Jungle.
Well, I'll show you what I have.
I want to see.
All right. So let me see. Do you see this right here?
What is that? What is that? Wow. What is that?
It's a cassette collage of 121. They're all original covers. And then I'll show you, I have to walk out.
Who put that together?
Bedroom.
Did you put that? Did you do that job?
Yeah. And then I'll show you this.
Wow.
So see that?
Yeah. Wow.
That's 169.
Oh my God, that's so impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you buy that or you put it together?
No, I put it together by hand. And I have, I'm going back in my room. I have about 275 covers, and I started cutting them out a couple days ago, and I'm going to make another one. So this one is above my desk. There, let's see if you can see it.
Wow.
Those are CDs.
So, oh my God.
So yeah, it's pretty easy. You just take black poster board and you tape it together, and then you paste the cassette covers together. And then I have a big display of all my cassettes.
How long did it take you though? That seems like it would take a long time.
Oh, many hours. Many.
How beautiful is that? You really love your music. I think I've seen you in the past going to different concerts.
I do. Yeah, I do love going to concerts. Yeah.
That is so nice. And I remember your son's name is Steve, right?
Stephen, yes. Yep.
We're Stephen. Yes, I have a brother, Stephen. And so will he go back to his job when this is over?
So he has another job, and I'm not sure that I should tell you, but I'll tell you anyway. Because most Jews don't like this, but it's okay. I'll just tell you what he's doing. He's working for the Arizona GOP, and he's on the Trump victory team.
Oh, how fun for him.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So it's a 33-week job, and it pays pretty well, and he can work from home, and he's just calling voters in Wisconsin and Arizona. And it's not a phone call to say, hey, vote for Trump. It's a lot of different questions. And right now he's asking questions about the virus and things like that, and helping people and collecting data.
How old is he? How old is he?
On the 22nd, he'll be 25.
Okay, so he's brilliant. That's really smart. I want to run in 2 years. So I'm here. So that's why I'm thinking I'm really going to stay here and run for city council. I like the area. The people are a lot like Tucson. But so I actually got hired from the Census Bureau to go out because I don't know really what it will be like to knock on doors. And I felt that if I'm working for Census, I'll get that being comfortable knocking on doors so that when it'll be my time. And then I'm looking for a politician when we get back we get back to business that I could volunteer for so that, but I believe I don't like everything has to be one way or the other. I believe in what that person is able to give to us. And I think Tim actually said it really well yesterday. Real leaders are going to come out of this COVID-19, whether it is political, whether it is just real life. There's some leaders out there that don't believe that people are getting sick. They don't want to understand. They're afraid to give masks to their employees because they think people will be afraid of that. And so they're not protecting their employees. I think that, so to me, I think what your son is doing makes a lot of sense. It's a really good experience. So that kind of experience will go far in his life.
Let me tell you something about yourself.
Okay.
From the day that I met you, I think at the Tucson Hispanic Chamber meeting, I think it was, maybe, I was completely impressed. And the more I learn about you, the more I want to be better friends with you, the more time I want to read what you write. And honest to God, my friend, I truly in my heart believe that anything that you want to do, you will make it happen. I don't think that there's anything you cannot do.
Wow. Thank you so much. That
I
really
would
means a
rather
lot.
buy from you than somebody else and
Thank you.
listen.
That does mean a lot. Wow.
And you're a
Wow.
brilliant writer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just think sometimes when I'm talking to someone, I'll be like, that's a story that needs to be told. But I really enjoy that. I really needed to go to the etiquette school. That was a thing. I was, I'd be burping 20 times during this. Actually, the only reason why I'm not burping is I'm not drinking soda. But see, I would have drank soda, burped, and thought I was funny. So
You
I've
need
come a
one of
long way.
these. You need this.
Oh my
This.
goodness. Aw,
I
that's
lost
cute.
my dog, but you're a dog mom.
It's hard to lose a dog, isn't it?
I can't get another one.
Oh, I can understand that. It is really, it's just, and these commercials that are on the SPCA, I'm a CNN watcher, but when they show those commercials on dogs, it's so, it's so hard to understand why people could be horrible to children, to animals, to our, I don't know, just I would love to see us come out of this where everyone is so amazing, because I'm on a board for Healthy Souls International. I met a woman named Maria. So you and I had met, and actually Tucson, they all did, I really love that chamber too. They did a nice job with the way they were building it. But I met Maria. We're at an event together, and I walk up to her, and she's alone. And I'm like, can we be friends for like the next hour and a half? So she said yes. And
that's so cute.
And she was telling me a little bit about her plans. And her plans were that she really she was doing AFLEC, and she wanted to create a disaster relief. I've never seen, from the time I met her in August to today, she has this week delivered, since COVID-19, she delivered 850 meals to those that are vulnerable. So the seniors and anyone that has a compromised immune system and is unable to go out. This young lady and she, everywhere she goes, and people. So I really appreciate what you say, but I really like when someone like her, she's like a rock star, the way she's able to get out. And I don't think I could do it here in Daytona Beach.
Wow.
She's a spitfire. She's been to Puerto Rico a few times after the earthquake. She was working there. She flew the night of Christmas. She flew to the Bahamas in order to deliver toys and meals to the 450 families after the Hurricane Dorian. So there are so many people out here. We meet them at these networking events, and sometimes it's just, you've got to take the minute to really see how they are and, find out who they are. Like, and I think of so many. Rena, oh my God, there's a lot of really.
I love Rena. And I had a weird dream about her this morning. I got to tell you, we're at the hotel, and there's 20 different ice cream flavors to choose from. True story. Can't make this up. So she had a contest, a networking contest, that we could all just look at it and smell it and then write down. This is a dream. We had to write down and to know what the flavor was, and whoever got the most right won all the ice cream. That was my dream this morning. I know it's weird. It doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I have over 300 members of Tucson Business Networking. And last week I got another one, which was so cool. It was like, wow. And all this,
Right.
I have a deal going that people get an extra couple months added to their membership, and all members automatically I extended. But I do a lot for others, but what I get out of it is friendships that I never knew that I would make. So in that, it's invaluable. You can't put a price tag on that.
And your Zoom, your networking calls that you're doing now, that may be the only one that a person is really going through. I mean, if you just don't know, that may be the one time a month that they're getting to get on and see other people. And it feels like a connection. I mean, the next best thing is really this. If you can't be there in person, much better than talking on the phone. Actually, is it weird to think, like, I wonder, will it be weird that we'll say, like, in 5 years from now, remember the day that we would actually use this to talk on the phone? How weird would that be? Right? Everybody, there's like no way to talk. You have to look at people, and like, I don't know. So I think that this is beautiful, but I have a feeling that this is where you could really, again, show that shyness that you have, that bright light, because doing that, I bet you a lot of people, they don't. And it's fun, right? They're all of a sudden, they're relaxing. Maybe they're drinking a little drink. Diane Donato. Oh my God. She's heart, love. I remember meeting her at the casino. And that night I was so off. The woman Debbie that I brought with me was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." But Diane was like so bigger than life to me that I really felt like a little like shy, because I was like, wow, because I had followed her for so long, and then I got to meet her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love what she's doing now too, being an actress. She's cool.
Boy, you really are connecting. She and my mom have become good friends. And last August, I did a Woodstock event, and I had 5 people that were actually at Woodstock come to my event, and I interviewed those people. And so if you go to the YouTube channel, Tucson Business Networking, there's an interview on her experience and others from that time.
I gotta share that. I did see it. It was amazing. I actually thought all of your whole marketing towards it was amazing. And it was so cool. By the way, your mom is really, really pretty. I remember the two of you. I remember looking, you were wearing a beautiful dress, and your mom, and for some reason, I didn't even know I was leaving Tucson at that time to go to China, but I just remember looking and going, oh, so beautiful to have such a young mother, and that she's supporting you at an event, which event with shrimp like this, like literally the shrimp were like this big, right? That was crazy. Yeah. Oh my God.
She turned 70 in September.
It's kind of weird. She doesn't even look like 50.
My mom and dad alike, they're both good looking people. They're wonderful. Yeah.
Are you seeing them? What are you doing now with how do you see your parents now? Are you seeing them from afar? Are you?
My dad lives in Vail, which is about an hour from my home in Ore Valley. So I haven't seen him the last month. My mom, I've seen her twice. I've been over to her house, and I brought her a tray of lasagna, and she came over to see me. So, but nobody else is coming over. We just don't want anyone's cooties. So
does she live alone?
No, she's married. She's married.
Oh,
so.
Good.
Yeah.
There's so many people that live alone. There's so many, that scares me a little bit of the isolation, and we have to consider everyone's mental health. And I'm worried about myself, to be honest with you. I feel like I could really get into a habit of staying at home. What do they say? It takes 21 days or something to make something a habit. What if I have a hard time going back out? I could be shy. It takes a lot to go to a new community. Then I was in the gallery, so I was not locked away in the 4 walls, but I kind of teased to say, in the 4 walls. Finally, then I got hit by a car. My car got hit by a car. I got rear-ended by a motor vehicle, and then it was pretty painful. So I really have only been out. So I have to go to all these meetings, and and throw that smile on. And I am nervous, and I am shy, and I'm like just like anyone else.
You
and
nervous?
It's a lot.
Yeah,
no,
right.
very.
That would be like,
no, I really can't
say I'm shy.
I really am. I really am. I really.
I think we're related.
I don't know. I don't do nighttime events very well, like when it's in a bar or when, I don't know why. There is something a little weird that I don't, I don't know. And I'm like, I got to lose weight. I'm going to come out like this. I'll be coming out in 6 weeks. My daughter's like, Mom, it's fun watching you grow every single day. They're like, you grow every minute, right, Alana? She's getting skinnier every minute too. What are you making, honey? Come and show Stacy, and then we have to go. Let me see what you're making here. Oh my God, Stacy. My daughter, she's making pancakes. She all of a sudden has this weird pancake urge.
Let me say hi to Alana again.
Oh, come here, say hi. Come on, cutie pie. Say hi. Tell Stacy. Come on. Tell Stacy what is it like being home from school and life like this for you at 14?
Amazing.
Yeah.
You miss school though?
No.
So are you a freshman in high school or 8th grade?
Freshman.
No, you're not. You're an 8th grader.
You're in 8th grade.
She's an 8th grader.
Oh man, if I was in 8th grade and didn't have to go to school, I would be so happy. So happy.
Her hours are all messed up. She likes to stay up late. And the other thing is, so yesterday, or was it this morning, Alana? She looked
beautiful. Adrienne, your daughter is beautiful.
You a lot of weight. Yes, I do. Did you measure
Alana?
I
don't measure.
Alana doesn't measure.
You're a gorgeous girl.
You're a gorgeous girl. What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she is beautiful, isn't she? I love Stacy.
You're beautiful.
I could stare at her. I do stare at her picture. No, Alana, you have to measure. Oh my God. And you're talking to a woman. Stacy has like 1.5 million cookbooks. You have to measure. You can't. You have to measure, Alana. That's why there's a box with ingredients on it. She's dying right now. She's literally dying. You have to measure, honey. You can't just like decide that. That's why she makes pancakes. They're either hard as a rock. No, honey, you're not making dough. This is not bread. You have to put more in there. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
all right,
Adrienne, check my Facebook from yesterday. What I cooked, the food was to die for.
Do you use your cookbooks? Like what? Like do you like how? Like tell me. Like, and you went shopping already. So are you using all the ingredients that you already have in the house?
In March, I spent about $1,200 in groceries, and
Wow.
my outside freezer is packed. I am ready for.
Smart.
I know, it's packed. And I did a lot of extra cooking for the freezer on purpose, so we don't have a problem. But yeah, I use my.
The meals? But you knew the meals you were going to plan, or you just, I'm such a bad cook. This is a problem. So I wouldn't even know. So when you were buying food for the freezer, did you already have in your head an idea of what you would make with it, or you're just, okay.
Sure. And do you cook a lot?
I mean, I have to cook, but I'm not a great cook, and nor do I enjoy it. I'm like,
if you can read, you can cook.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like cooking.
No. How about the crock pot?
Yeah, I'll do a crock pot. I'll do a nice roast. That's much better, Alana. I'll do a nice roast.
So Google a recipe for your crock pot called Chicken Delicious.
Ooh. And I have chicken delicious.
It's called Chicken Delicious. It's an old recipe. And you have to use a can of cream of celery, a can of cream of mushroom, and it's just the easiest and the most scrumptious meal, and it's a staple. It's a feel good.
Is that similar to like chicken a la king?
Different. I think that uses pimentos.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it?
I don't know, but someone had given me a recipe like that. You cook the chicken till it falls off the bone, and then you can cook over
rice or potatoes. This is definitely not a diet food, but just Google Chicken Delicious, and then look at my recipe that I put on Facebook last night.
Okay,
it was to die for.
Oh, that's so nice. Your husband's so lucky. My husband can't even find the kitchen. It's right here. I mean, really.
Your kitchen's clean.
Oh my gosh. I know he could just clean, but like even yesterday I made quesadillas. I don't know. I try. Did you get enough toilet paper when you went shopping? Did you think about toilet paper or paper supplies?
I have more than enough.
I
don't even want to tell you.
No, that's good. I got a call from a friend of mine. He's like, Adrienne, it was like 3 weeks ago. And he's like, Adrienne, I'm going to just give you one advice, get toilet paper. And I don't know, I actually listened to him. He's like, told me what to get. And so I did. So I filled up our cupboards and we have enough, I think, for probably like 4 weeks. But he said, get toilet paper. And so I'm doing good because I actually listened to him. Though the other day, my husband was goofing on me and he bought paper towels. And then he comes in the house and he's got like a bag of toilet paper that looked like it. And I'm like, oh, you got more toilet paper? And he's like, I made them out of paper towels. I'm like,
oh, don't put paper towels down the toilet.
And anyways.
So my Jewish deceased grandma, as a child, I would go into her 3rd or 4th bedroom and toilet paper was lined all in her closets, packed. And I never understood. So as an adult, instead of buying 1 toothpaste, I buy 5. Instead of buying 1 bottle of saline solution for contacts, I buy 6. When I buy toilet paper, I buy 100. So,
Oh, I love it. But you're lucky too, because actually the stores here, and from what I'm hearing, they're really emptied of a lot of different things. And I don't sell, but I love Melaleuca. So I use the the sprays that they have, and I just love that product. So lucky enough, they have some hand sanitizer and a couple of things that work, because I could spray it without the dog, worrying about the dog or Alana. So, I spray it on my husband when he gets home. So I love talking to Stacy.
What does he do for a living?
So he works like traffic, making sure the stop and go, like a flagger for construction jobs. So responsible for, the flow and web of traffic. So he's been busy, which is nice. Some days he works 12 hours a day, and that's good, because when he's here, he's a lovely man and he'll do things for me, but sometimes, he'll come around, it'll be like too long. He'll try to give me little tips, and I'm like, dude, don't do that to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's very
stay in touch, my friend.
I will. I'm going to, I'll send you the pricing, and then I want to get your recipe. And thank you for everything you do for the Tucson market. Seriously, businesses really need businesses like you. We don't have anyone like you. And I really, we were talking about that, like having someone like you in every market is so important. And the fact of what you've just done such a great job with it. You made it a really fantastic organization. So I'm jealous.
Well,
I'm really jealous.
I am going to be franchising this probably beginning next year.
Good.
I'm working on it to go into other markets. So
I think that, you know what? It's not even just for you. It really is for other businesses. We need this. We need this kind of marketing, which is a lot of fun. And you're not going to always have someone but you'll be able to, and that could be part of it too. Making sure that they have your personality would be a great thing. You don't want someone that doesn't have that kind of person. You think business, and you're always thinking of bringing people together and how that looks. It comes very natural to you. And I have my friend Debbie in Florida at Orlando, and Debbie Michelle Andrews, Jewish girl. You'd love her too. Her mom, she grew up in the event industry, and Debbie works for Fleming's, and she started Party Planners Network out of Orlando, and she will get 250 people. She's got curly hair just like you. She's got your beautiful personality. She's a lovely, lovely woman. So
maybe I need to meet her. You should meet my cousins there, Debbie and Michelle.
Yes. Can you send this to them so they can see? I do. That would be nice, and then maybe we'll connect in when this is all over.
And you're in Orlando?
I am like a mile from Ormond Beach. So I'm in Daytona Beach, but right on the Ormond Beach line.
Daytona. Okay.
Yep.
I'll let them know.
All right. I love you. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. I'll be in touch with the pricing.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Honey.